Hi, this is Doug Perry from Click1003 Pro. Today we're going to go through your analytics, your charts and graphs, and kind of show you what that's all about and how it all works. So let's start by clicking on the pie chart, and we'll go to the charts and graphs page. We have three different pages of types of graphs. The first one is your top indicators. You can get the same three over here as these three here. Number one is my top indicators. We'll click here first. What it's going to do is go to the most recent year, which is 2018 in this graph. So this shows that we've done loans of this amount in these months, how many loan officers that contributed to that total, and which months we did those loans in and how many loans we did. Okay, so this is a really basic graph, but it still gives you a good idea of what's going on. So let's check out, if you go here, 2017, they only had 3 loan officers, and they only did loans in January and April. And if we go to 2016, there was only 2 loan officers, and they did loans in July. And they did 2 loans, and they equaled $810,000. If you mouse over, you can read what it says if it's ever blocked or too dark. We can go over that a little more later. So, top indicators, and now loan officer stats. Now we're going to go to loan stat breakdown. We'll click here, which I should say is the same thing as clicking here. The loan stat breakdown breaks down loan type, amortization type, loan purpose, property type, purpose of refinance, application, where it was taken by, internet or face-to-face telephone, and the ethnicity of the borrower and the co-borrower. This is really important for marketing to know what kind of a group you have. If you take a quick look at this, you can see that it's predominantly either white or Asian, and there's a bunch of others, put in through here. The different area that you're working in is going to create a whole different idea of what you're doing, but you're still going to want to market towards the things that you have the most of. Conventional loans, for instance, is the biggest part of this pie for the loan type. The amortization type, I think the biggest one is a fixed rate loan. It seems to be popular in the area that you live, or where even if you're doing it across the U.S. You've done more of these fixed loans than you have anything else at this time. The loan purpose, I would say that refi is the biggest deal. Probably people paying off their credit cards. You might want to target them in your advertising. Primary residence, of course, is the biggest, and the next one seems to be a second residence. In some areas, the next one is investment properties. So you might want to take a look at that and target your marketing towards that. We also have none selected. Sometimes people don't click the purpose because they don't really know when they apply what it is. The loan officer, however, should change that before they put it in the archive file. I'll explain that again. We'll go over that again in just a minute. The application was taken mostly by the internet because it's an online application, which makes sense. And we already went over ethnicity. A couple more things. Back to top indicators. You can also do things like get rid of the red line in case it's in the way of you reading anything. Or we can put it back and we can get rid of the bar charts so that we can see where we're going. We did 2 loans, 3 loans, and then 17 loans in the 3rd year. My guess is there was another job before the broker really got started, and then he quit his other job, and then he went and started working his business. And we're only in September. This number is probably going to go up. And that works on all of the loans that have these types of graphs. Loan officer stats, there's a couple of other things you can do. This is 2018. You go to 2016, it changes the loan officers that they had. Go down to 2016, it shows the loan officers that they had. Okay, so in 18, let's say we click on top 5 loan officers, and we're clicking on Douglas Perry. And we see that in 2017 and 2018, he did loans, but in those years you want to know what months he did loans, you would click on the bar. When you click on the bar, it shows you the months that he did loans, how many loans they did, and how much money each loan represents. So up here, you see where it's really hard to read. If you mouse over the bar, you can see that it'll pop up with an alt tag or a title tag, and it will say September 1.67 million. Okay. So that works on everything that you mouse over. It'll tell you who, in this case, who it is, and they did 60% of the loans. Okay. There's a lot of information in these little 3 little pages of graphs, and it should give you a good idea on how to market. All I can say is that you need to know how to make them show up. And how you do that is going to the pipeline window. And in the pipeline window, if you take a loan, we'll do an example. You take a loan like nuts, and you right click and click on Save Files to Archive. That will put them in your analytics. So only the files that are in the archive folder are going to be in the analytics. The new loans haven't closed yet and may not. That's why we don't put them in there. The deleted loans, obviously, for some reason, are either put back in here for testing. They're put in here for maybe somebody wants to do the loan later. Or, they didn't have enough information to close the loan, or they're waiting for some kind of documentation and it's taking too long, and you don't want to put them in your new folder, to take up space and kind of confuse you. So the easiest thing to do is just, when the loan funds, put them in the archive folder. It'll get them off of this list, and then they'll show up in your analytics. So I think that's about it for the charts and graphs for the Click1003 Pro website. Please don't forget to visit us on 1003application.com or click1003.com. Have a great day.